having a very, very bad morning. Look in my face. I'm not in a very good mood.
Here's what I love about First Take. Nobody keeps receipts better than us.
All right then.
We can't actually go through that live, but let's say they had his best interest at heart. No. Parents disagree.
So get this, Stephen A. Smith just went all the way off on Vanessa Bryant. And this isn't some simple breakup story. Within just months of cozying up to her new man, Vanessa got hit with the ultimate triple blow, dumped out of nowhere, stripped of...
May you both rest in peace and have fun in heaven until we meet again one day.
Kobe's sentimental anniversary jewelry, and even being accused of putting her family at risk for a dude she barely knew. And the craziest twist, Stephen A. says he saw this disaster coming from a mile away. Now the question hanging over everyone's head is chilling. Was Vanessa played like a pawn, or did she know what was coming all along? Here's how it all unraveled. Vanessa had been keeping her heartbreak under wraps after waking up to the coldest message ever, a breakup text from her new flame.
The widow had a ticket for her never seen in public before boyfriend, but she chickened out at the last minute for the big event last night. And that is Kobe Bryant's widow, Vanessa Bryant, at the 2024 ESPY Awards. Vanessa ended up taking Ciara, but back in the day there was a rumor that Fernando Vargas, the boxer, lived in her guest house,
cutting her loose without warning. But that wasn't even the real sting. Her private pain turned into pure fury when she realized her man allegedly ran off with Kobe's treasured jewelry, the same anniversary pieces tied to her late husband's memory. That's when the police had to get involved, and suddenly her quiet breakup turned into a public scandal. The story broke when a Newport Beach police source leaked that Vanessa had filed a complaint about missing jewelry and cash. But here's the kicker. The items weren't lost in some break-in. According to the official report, Vanessa believed her own lover was the thief. And if that wasn't shocking enough, the source claimed Vanessa begged to keep the report quiet, knowing the backlash would be brutal once the truth got out. And just like that, Stephen A. Smith swooped in, confirming that her boyfriend had really ditched her, putting Vanessa in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. What was supposed to be a fresh start turned into a storm of regret, betrayal, and shame, and now the whole world is watching it. When those whispers first started flying about Vanessa cozying up with a new man just 5 years after losing Kobe and her daughter, who was the first person to pounce on it? Stephen A. Smith. He didn't just comment, he brought receipts. He reminded everyone exactly who the real victims were, and he made sure
Now we're pretty tight. People didn't realize that, but we were. He talked to me about a lot of things. And in 2006, he came on my show, quite frankly, that time. And I was talking to him about hosting the show. I was hosting the show, and I said, hey, they calling me like, they saying I got the potential to be the next Oprah. And he said, quote, F Oprah. Harpo.
Everybody forgot the legacy that was being overshadowed. And now that the fairy tale has collapsed, Stephen wasted no time tearing into the situation on his own show, on air. Stephen A. said he always knew Vanessa's fling would crash and burn because the warning signs were flashing from day one. But according to him, the truly humiliating part wasn't even the breakup itself. It was that Vanessa allegedly risked everything, even her family, for a man she barely even knew. One clip from his rant lit up the internet, not just for what he said, but for how he said it. Leaning back in his chair, smirking like he'd been waiting months for this very moment, Stephen A. dropped his take with the cold precision of someone who knew he was right all along. And then he dared her to prove him wrong. The fans, they were ruthless in the comments. She thought she was clever, but she got played like a rookie. Another slammed her with, Kobe would be rolling right now if he saw this. And of course, the praise kept flooding in. Stephen A. on point as always. Vanessa been a traitor. The public turned savage. And just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly spiral any further out of control, another layer of the drama started bubbling to the surface. Kobe's mother has officially stepped into the chaos, and the fallout could be huge. Word is Vanessa might even lose custody of the two younger Bryant girls after this mess blew up. Now, Kobe may have had a rocky relationship with his parents while he was alive, but one thing was never in question. They adored those grandkids. So when Pamela Bryant got word that Vanessa had allegedly let her new boyfriend stroll into the house and have free access to the kids, she went off like a bomb, Pamela didn't just make a phone call or send a message. She stormed right into Vanessa's home like she was charging into battle. And if you've seen the leaked footage, you know she didn't walk in like a gentle grandmother. She came in like a woman on a mission of war. Eyewitnesses said Pamela ripped into Vanessa, calling her every name in the book, accusing her of staining Kobe's legacy and straight up putting the kids in harm's way. Pamela's stance was clear. Moving on is one thing, but letting a man you barely know waltz into your kids' lives? That was the ultimate betrayal in her.
Vanessa Bryant might be messing with Snoop Dogg on the low. She went to Snoop Dogg's concert in November 2023, and you see Snoop Dogg's hand on her shoulder. Some people might think that's okay and her to hold it back. No. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a glass of water, y'all. This is nasty work. This person in the comments talking about she's a grown woman, a widow, and Kobe would be happy. Kobe would not be happy with Snoop Dogg, Paul Gasol, Rob Pelinka, or any of his close friends messing with Vanessa Bryant. I don't care what y'all say in the comments. I mean, that's nasty work. I just really hope that it's not Snoop Dogg that's the one that's messing with Vanessa Bryant. Because we all know Vanessa Bryant been what? Single, unfortunately, now since 2020. It's been, 4 years now? You know that she gotta be messing with somebody on the low, y'all. I don't care what y'all say. You can't say that Vanessa Bryant hasn't messed with nobody for 4 years. Like, now.
And Pamela wasn't about empty threats either. She came with demands. She told Vanessa to start packing the girls' bags and hand them over on the spot. That showdown was the spark that ignited a full-on custody battle. Vanessa, shaken and furious, broke down into tears, accusing Pamela of trying to rip her children away. She even posted a video of herself crying afterward, hoping to sway sympathy, but Pamela wasn't buying a single tear. Instead, she doubled down, vowing to drag Vanessa into court if that's what it took to protect the girls. The family war was no longer behind closed doors. It was now playing out for the world to see. According to one insider, Pamela didn't mince words. She told Vanessa straight to her face, "I'll go to the deepest parts of hell before I ever let you ruin those kids the way you ruined my son." That single line hit like a bombshell, and it showed just how far Pamela is willing to go. For Vanessa, the consequences keep piling up. Her image has already taken a brutal hit. And if Pamela can prove she's slipping as a mother, custody of the girls could be ripped away too. But the story didn't stop there. With the internet exploding and fans tearing her apart, Vanessa tried to clap back in her own way. She jumped on IG stories with a cryptic post. "The devil is working overtime. Don't fall into his hands." Short, sharp, and perfectly on brand for her. Just like when she dodged those pregnancy rumors months ago with those Rihanna memes. Only this time, it felt way more personal, like she was truly rattled. And she didn't stop at that one cryptic jab. Minutes later, Vanessa doubled down with another post. Might be time to sharpen those fangs.
Before I get on out of here today, I want to preface my comments by my pending comments by saying, my staff didn't want me to do this. You know, they didn't want me to bring this up. So because of them, out of respect for them, I'm not going to mention names or the trifle individuals that keep talking shit about me.
That one was different, edgier, darker, almost threatening. She didn't drop names, but the message was clear. She was ready to bite back at anyone coming for her, whether it was Stephen A. dragging her on TV or Pamela Bryant trying to snatch her kids. To make things even messier, Vanessa left those posts up just long enough for the tabloids to screenshot them, practically guaranteeing they'd go viral and end up on Stephen A.'s radar. It wasn't just venting. It was a warning shot. Vanessa was making it known she's not backing down, and if this turns into war, she's bringing claws and teeth to the fight. Normally, fans might have had Vanessa's back, but not this time. The tide flipped fast, and the comments came crashing down on her like a storm. One fan even blasted her as a wolf in sheep's clothing, calling out how it's always polished smiles for the cameras, but something darker lurking behind the scenes. That comparison stuck. And suddenly Vanessa was being painted in a whole new light, one that wasn't flattering at all. Even the usual circle of support abandoned her. You know how wives of NBA players normally stick together through everything, forming that unspoken sisterhood? Well, this time they kept their distance, letting Vanessa drown in the fallout on her own. And that silence from her peers cut deeper than any stranger's comment. But here's where it gets even heavier. Vanessa's drama isn't just damaging her reputation, it's threatening to taint Kobe's legacy. Sponsors are reportedly pulling back, deals are being iced out, and contracts that should have been automatic renewals are now sitting in limbo. The Black Mamba empire, the dream Kobe worked so hard to build, is starting to wobble, and the one person who was supposed to guard it with everything she had is too busy playing defense online, dropping cryptic posts instead of handling business. And just when it seemed like she couldn't fall any lower, the critics sharpened their knives. Fans kept reminding her, "You dug this pit yourself. Now deal with the consequences." But standing front and center, making sure Vanessa didn't escape the heat, was none other than Stephen A. Smith. After her little IG damage control stunt, he didn't stay quiet. He went live again, firing more shots, doubling down, and making it crystal clear he wasn't letting her off the hook. This time, Stephen A. didn't just roast Vanessa for letting herself get played by some random nobody. He turned up the heat and went for the jugular. He straight up demanded that she answer for how she's been handling Kobe's charity projects, the same ones meant to support kids in need. That's a level of criticism Vanessa had managed to dodge before, but now it was right in her face, and the timing couldn't have been worse. Remember, Vanessa has already been under fire for years, with critics blasting her for allegedly cutting Kobe's parents out despite inheriting his fortune. But Stephen A. made it clear, this drama goes way deeper than family feuds. In his latest rant, he pulled up what he claimed were actual financial records from some of the charities Kobe and Vanessa once ran together, and the receipts were damning. At first glance, nothing screamed corruption, just small inconsistencies, subtle gaps, little details that could almost be brushed off as accounting slip-ups. But Stephen A. wasn't buying it. He argued those errors could actually point to something far more sinister, mismanagement that carried Vanessa's fingerprints all over it. His delivery in the viral clip was different this time too. Gone was the cocky smirk. Instead, he spoke in a low, cutting tone, the kind that makes you lean in because you know he's dead serious. The way he laid it all out left fans in shock. It wasn't just another messy relationship rant anymore. This was about money, reputation, and whether Vanessa had been mishandling Kobe's legacy from behind the scenes. His words came out slow, deliberate, like he knew he was walking into dangerous territory. The way Stephen A. leaned in, paused between sentences, and let the silence sit heavy in the room made his point hit even harder. And the wildest part, he didn't even need to spell it out. The receipts spoke for themselves, carrying a chilling implication that Vanessa might have been funneling charity money straight into her new man's pocket. That idea alone made the breakup sting 10 times worse, flipping her public image from heartbroken widow to someone possibly caught in something much darker. Now let's be clear, none of this has been proven yet, but the whispers alone are explosive. And if the receipts really check out, the fallout will be nuclear. Stephen A. doesn't look like he's backing down anytime soon. He's on a mission, and Vanessa's silence is only adding fuel to the speculation. Her refusal to clap back is speaking louder than any cryptic IG story ever could. This saga is only getting messier, and trust me, the next chapter could break the internet. Make sure you smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.